Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Look at this absurdly large straw. It is 8 a.m. on New Year's Eve as I am filming this, and I just made myself a coffee. You just caught my first sip live on camera. I couldn't find my smaller straw, and this was, I could only find these big ones. I don't know where all my straws are disappearing to. This is just a Nespresso Virtuo Ice Leggero pod, so it's just a double espresso meant for ice, with a splash of, what's it called? It's cinnamon spice creamer. It's called like Valley Dairy Valley, something like that. I don't know, it's from Whole Foods. And some oat wheat. Oh, look. It's like a little cinnamon ice latte. I've used up all of the pods that I really like, so I didn't really want an iced coffee this morning, but what are you gonna do? It's like 20 degrees. Not inside. Anyways, I digress. We're talking about movies. It's been a couple weeks since I put out a video. It's been a little crazy over here, but here we are. I do this video every year. This is my top 10 films of the year. I don't remember what I called it last year, but basically, if I was choosing the Oscars Best Picture lineup, these are the 10 that I would choose. These are my 10 Best Pictures 2025. Before we get into the movies, I'll probably do a Letterboxd Wrapped when that comes out next month, but important to say, I don't know what the number's at right now because I watched more movies yesterday, but I watched around 260 films this year. 58 of them were new releases, so 58 of them came out in 2025, and I have compiled my top 10 list, which was harder this year than other years for a different reason. So this year was hard because there were so many movies I really enjoyed that came out this year that I had such a hard time deciding what to put in my top 10. Like, the bottom 3 were the hardest to decide, whereas the last couple of years there were like 5 movies I loved, and then it was really hard to put some that I was middling on in the top 10 list. I really enjoyed all of these movies. I gave 4 stars or above, and I will say, I'll tell you my honorable mentions, which were also all 4-star movies. I had the most fun at the movies this year. Like I said, I went 58 times. Not all of the 58 movies I saw were 2025 releases. A lot of my local theaters do a really good job with their programming and showing older movies in theaters, giving them a re-release. But okay, also, insert, before we do the list, I want to say there are a few films that I planned to see that I've not seen yet. So if you think I'm missing something, these are the films I have not seen that I plan to see. No Other Choice, Testament of Anne Lee, what else? Okay, The Secret Agent, The Long Walk, and Eternity. There's plenty of other movies I haven't seen, but those are some that I think I'll really like, that I could potentially see maybe being a favorite. So I just wanted to tell you, those are the films I've not seen yet. So they will not be on this list, in case you're thinking, like, what about this movie? Any other what about this movies, I either had no desire to see it, or I saw it and I didn't love it. So, okay, moving on. I'm back in cozier. Alright, I'm gonna put the movie up on the screen here while I talk about it, and we're just gonna get into it. So, oh, by the way, my letterbox will be linked down below. I typically write some sort of short blurb review for every single film that I watch. Yes, all 260 of them. Sure. Yeah, they probably all have a review. So if you want to follow me and be friends on there, let's do it. And okay, let's get into it. So my honorable mentions, I'm doing off the dome here. I don't have that list in front of me, but movies I love that did not make my top 10. Biggest honorable mention is Weapons. Is my favorite horror movie of the year? Well, you may consider a couple of these other movies horror. Spoiler alert. But I would consider Weapons the only true horror that I really loved this year. Weapons was great. I'm loving that it might be getting some nominations. Well, it has gotten some nominations, but I guess I'm just talking about the Oscars. We always love to see horror representation. And I loved seeing this at the theater. I just rewatched it last weekend with my boyfriend who hadn't seen it, and he really enjoyed it as well. Roofman, Channing Tatum, and Kirsten Dunst. I did not think this movie was going to be that good, and maybe some might argue that it was not. I loved it. I really emotionally connected to this film. I saw this at the Alamo Theater in Los Angeles, and I think that heightened my experience. So I will say I have not rewatched it at home. I try to rewatch movies that I hold in high regard to make sure they stand up after I've seen them in the theater, because sometimes an initial theater viewing feels fantastic and then I rewatch it at home and I'm like, eh. But I loved Roofman. Really like silly and funny, but also had a lot of heart to it. And Channing Tatum is just a really great comedic actor, and I want to see him in more stuff. Weapons, Roofman, Train Dreams. These were so hard to make my top 10 because Train Dreams had a really big impact. But I think the reason I didn't put it in my top 10 was because it is slow, and I did not watch it all at once. I think it probably would have been more impactful if I had. Now that I know how the last 25 minutes feels, I will rewatch it again all at once at some point. I try to watch movies all in one sitting as the Lord intended. I'm not even religious like that. I don't know why I said that. My heat just kicked on. I hope it's not too loud. I'm so sorry, but I can't turn it off because it is 20 degrees outside. So Train Dreams was really beautifully shot. I was really impressed with Joel Edgerton. I would love to see him get a Best Actor nomination. We will see. It's possible. But yeah, I really like this one. It just, the pacing was a bit of a struggle for me. And then the last, true honorable mention is Materialists. This movie got a lot of hate. I don't get it at all. I loved Materialists. In fact, I think I'm going to rewatch it as soon as I'm done filming this video because I just had the best time. I just had the best time. And no one shoot me. I don't really get the Pedro Pascal hype. Sorry, I don't get it. Maybe I haven't seen him in his best roles. I've not seen The Last of Us, or I don't even know what else he's done. I watched Fantastic Four, which I hated, and I watched, obviously, Materialists, and I thought that he was completely miscast, which probably not his fault, right? But I thought Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans were so great and so funny in this. There were parts of myself that I really saw in the Dakota Johnson character, and I think that's probably why I connected with it so deeply. But I just thought it was beautiful. And I'm not like a Celine Song fan. I don't like Past Lives. hitting you with the hot takes this morning. I don't like past lives, so I didn't have any skin in the game with this movie, but it really pleasantly surprised me. I had fun. Okay, so now we're going to talk about my top 10 list. Some of the movies on this list are on everyone's top 10 list. Some of the movies on this list were widely disliked, poorly received, low earners at the box office, and I seem to be in the minority. I will be anxious to hear from you all, but my number 10 is one of these controversial picks, and will probably get 0 nominations, and that's okay. My number 10 film of 2025 is Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Yes, I loved it, okay? I think I just love a musical biopic. I don't love all of them, but I loved this one. And I loved A Complete Unknown last year, which you guys will know if you watched last year's movie video. I mean, Jeremy Allen White, super fan. Everything that he does is perfect because he's doing it, according to me. Our short king. I was really into the story. I'm not a huge fan of Bruce Springsteen's music, so I wasn't sure how I would feel about this one. I don't really know anything. I didn't really know very much about him the way that I did with Bob Dylan. So I really liked how the part of his story they told. I like that they focused on like a specific period of time because it helped sort of like develop that character and have us immersed in a story versus like an entire span of someone's life. I just liked how they did that. Jeremy Allen White was really impressive to me. He felt very Bruce-like. He does have that natural like tortured artist quality to him, which we've seen in like all of his roles. But I like he sounded like Bruce when he sang, which I thought was impressive and also probably damaging to his vocal cords. He played like he looked like he was in his style. Like I just thought he did a really great job transforming. I felt connection to the story. I had a lot of fun watching. I shed some tears. This is a really difficult film to watch if you have childhood trauma from your parents that you carry with you. So for that reason alone, if you have parent trauma, trigger warning, but go see this movie. I don't know if it's streaming yet. I have no idea. I saw it in theaters. I'm not sure. I've not rewatched it yet, so it could be an at-home stinker. We'll see. But that's my number 10. Number 9. Number 9 is on everybody's list, and that is Hamnet. I did not read the Maggie O'Farrell novel. I tried to. I have a really hard time with historical fiction, especially like back in Shakespearean time. The language and like the world, it's just really hard for me to get into it. Even though I've read actual Shakespeare, but historical fiction is tough for me. This film was lovely. Big fan of Jessie Buckley's performance. Like everyone else, I believe that she, at the very minimum, deserves to be nominated for Best Actress, if not to win the whole thing. And the child performances were fantastic. Visually, this might have been like the most stunning film of the year. I was just like transfixed in all of the nature scenes and the way the story was told and the depictions of grief and just, you know, like the artistry. I thought it was really beautiful. And of course, like everyone else, the last 20 minutes really got me. I was emotional. I dragged my boyfriend to see this one, fully not thinking he was going to enjoy it. Not really his kind of movie, and he really liked it. And it made him really emotional as well. So I think that once you get into this movie and sort of settle in and just let it take you, It's really, really enjoyable. It's a really special film with beautiful score. And I'm really excited to see it win some awards. So, that's saying it. Okay, my number 8. Oh my gosh, why can't I do 8? Here, 8. There you go. Is Sentimental Value, Joachim Trier's masterpiece. I have not seen What is the Worst Person in the World? Is that his last film with Renata Reinsve? I've not seen it. This is my first time seeing his work. This one was good. This one, I'm gonna say that about. Sorry, I don't know what my cats are doing WWE upstairs. I really liked Sentimental Value, which again, I will say about all these movies because they're in my top 10 for a reason. Again, parent trauma. This is a really big movie here for difficult relationships with your parents. So for that reason, loved it. All of the performances were beautiful. All the shots of the house. Oh, I loved it. I was really immersed at the theater. It did take me a few minutes to get into this one. To kind of like buy into the characters and their stories, but really great depictions of sisterhood. I have a little sister, so that was really cool. I just loved the house and the story and the relationships between all of the characters, and just a great time at the movies. I will say I like that this was a mostly foreign film with Elle Fanning, like an American actress. I think that it makes watching a foreign film more appealing and honestly accessible to like mass audiences who wouldn't normally go for a foreign film, and I really like that. The theater I went in was pretty full, so I really enjoyed that. Okay, let's move on to my number 7, and that is Sorry Baby. Oh, I love it. This one I've already rewatched at home, and it's still fantastic, gorgeous, beautiful. Wow. Eva Victor wrote, directed, and starred in this film. We love a triple threat. I've never heard of her until this. I don't think she's done any other work. I'm sure she's done other things, but I don't think she's played a large role in any feature film, at least that I'm aware of. I don't recall. I loved this. Fantastic depiction of female friendship, of being in grad school, of dealing with trauma or not dealing with trauma. Really beautiful visuals of like living in a college town through all seasons. We get to see all variations of weather in seasons in this college town. I really loved this. I guess I'll talk about what this one's about, because most of the other films on this list I'm assuming that you've heard of or watched, or I don't know, people have really talked a lot about them, but I will say Sorry Baby is about it takes place over a period, like blocks of time. And it is about this woman who once went through a graduate program as a writer. She now teaches at that same university as a writing professor, and continues to write. She lives in the same like small town, and essentially we find out that something very bad happened to her when she was a graduate student, and she's not really dealt with that trauma, and we see her kind of deal with it, begin to heal from it with the, I guess, guidance and support of her best friend, who they went to college together. And it just there's sort of a storyline of isolation and loneliness and how meaningful it is to have support and friendship. And I just I really liked it. I thought the visuals were beautiful. I love the screenplay. I really would like to see it be recognized. I just thought it was brilliant, and I will see anything and everything that Ava Victor does. I just really had the best time watching this movie. And I will say, based on the poster, I had to check before I saw it too. Nothing bad happens to the cat. It's not spoilers, that's just helpful for you in case you were scared. I was scared. I will not see anything bad happen to a cat. No. So I checked before I watched it. Nothing bad happens to the cat. There were multiple Reddit threads devoted to does something bad happen to the cat. So I know I'm not alone. Okay. Number 6. Here's my cat coming to say hello. Number 6 is, guys, this is controversial. Number 6 is Opus. Opus. Hi, Pickles. That's Pickles. He's here for a little visit, I guess. We'll see if he wants to say hi. This is Pickles. Pickles likes to watch movies too, but he usually falls asleep. So, anyways, Opus. Wow, Opus was really something. It was a spectacle. It was so much fun. I laughed. I didn't cry, but I laughed. I emoted. I just had a grand old time. And it's like kind of a horror film, kind of not. It's satire, it's campy, it's silly, it's very serious, it's intense, it's dazzling. I understand why people didn't like it. I understand why it's polarizing. I had so much fun. I saw it twice in the theater, twice in the same week. I just had to see it again. Ayo Edebiri is everywhere. She's everywhere, how she should be. And I loved her in this. Wow. Okay. And I just had the best time. Opus is about, it's been a while, I haven't seen it since its release week. What is Opus about? Okay, Opus is about a journalist, Ayo, basically. Yeah, she works for like a magazine, I think. Like a pop culture type magazine. This is supposed to take place in the 70s, I think. And essentially, there's like this big, huge pop star. Okay, it would have been akin to like a Prince. I think he was supposed to be like partially based on Prince, but like a Prince, a Michael Jackson, like this huge, huge star. And he invites them to like a remote kind of living area, like where he lives on this like big compound, and he invites this group of like journalists and influencer like star type figures to get the first listen of his new album. And they go there, and it appears that this is a cult. It appears that they've arrived on a site where a cult lives. And it gets really weird and sort of derails very fast. This movie is so weird, and I loved it so much. I had a lot of fun, and I'm not like a lover of weird movies. Like, you'll notice Begonia's not on this list. Spoiler alert. So, I don't know. This one just really gripped me. I left the theater. I immediately went home and started writing. I don't know. I typed up like 8 pages just about like word vomit about this film. I don't know. I didn't do anything with it, but that's like how it made me feel. I couldn't stop thinking about it. no one's talking about it. Everybody had bad things to say, but I actually just don't care. Go see Opus. I don't know. Go see it. It's really fun. It's got elements of everything you need. I will say, if you're squeamish, maybe don't go see Opus. From what I remember, there's some intense visuals, but I digress. Let's move into the top 5, shall we? Okay, time to get serious. The top 5 was extremely obvious for me, very easy. Ordering them, not so easy. But these were the best 5 films of the year to me. And number five is going to be Friendship. Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. I didn't know I was such a Tim Robinson fan. I've actually not watched I Think You Should Leave. Is that his comedy show? I don't think I've actually watched more than like an episode of it. I loved this. I saw this in theaters, duh. I was laughing out loud so hard I cried. I was like doubled over dying laughing watching this in theaters. I've not rewatched it at home since. So maybe it was the theater effect. But oh my god, it's so freaking funny. That being said, if you don't like Tim Robinson or this type of humor, or like if you don't like Curb Your Enthusiasm, that type of show, you're probably not going to enjoy this. I think it's so funny. It's got some of the best one-liners. It is just a pure, delicious comedy about 2 guys who are neighbors and they're just hanging out, kind of. The Tim Robinson character is obsessed with the Paul Rudd character and really wants to be his best friend, and Paul Rudd kind of thinks he's weird, but he like is kind of going along with it. This movie is hilarious and I had so much fun. This is on HBO. Go watch it. A lot of these films are not available on streaming yet, but I know Friendship is available to stream on HBO. And it is freaking brilliant. It's the best like new comedy I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's only comedy on this list. It's only strictly comedy on this list. And it's just so great. And obviously Paul Rudd is, I mean, duh, he's Paul Rudd. He's fantastic. But there are some really good Marvel jokes, which I'm an anti-Marvel. I'm kind of a Marvel hater, so I extra enjoyed those bits, poking fun at guys who love Marvel. Sorry if that's you. It's all in good fun. Okay, number 4 is Sinners. Sinners. It was really hard to place Sinners because some days it's number 2. I watched this twice in theaters and once at home. It's freaking awesome. Michael B. Jordan, incredible. Every actor in this film, incredible. Absolutely blew my mind. I'm now like a huge Jack O'Connell fan. Can't wait to see what he does next between this and, well, I guess he's doing the new 28 Days Later next because that comes out in a couple weeks. But yeah, I had so much fun. If you haven't seen this yet, it doesn't matter, just go see it. But like, I am a huge music lover. I also love like stories told in the South in general. But yeah, I love like historical fiction set in the South. So interesting, so much like rich culture down there. I'm really glad that we got to hear some really great like blues music. Loved the music. Also like a vampire element. The fact that like a movie about vampires is like going to get nominated for Best Picture. I'm just having a great time. 2025 has been a freaking awesome cinematic year. There's music, there's sex, there's guns, there's music, sex, guns, vampires. What else do you need? Ryan Coogler nailed this. Absolutely nailed this. I just had so much fun. Michael B. Jordan is so fantastic. We already knew he was a great actor, but like him playing twins, Haley Steinfeld, shout out, congratulations on her and Josh Allen's pregnancy. Love that for them. This movie is a spectacle. It's beautiful. It's visually stunning. The screenplay is really well written. I think that this is gonna do numbers on Oscars night. Fingers crossed. I loved it. I think of all these movies, this is the one I've watched the most this year. Okay, and next we have my number 3, another controversial pick, the last controversial pick on the list, and that is The History of Sound. I have not seen one person talk about this movie in a meaningful way. I've not seen one person talk about it. This film moved me to tears several times. If you don't know what it's about, hold on. I'm not gonna read a description to you because I hate when people do that, but I want to get the time period right when I tell you. I've got my laptop right here. Okay. Sure. Okay, World War II. I wanted to verify which war this was during. Okay. So this is a period romance starring Josh O'Connor, Delight, and Paul Mescal. Look at these two. Okay. This is a gay romance set during World War II, post-World War II. And they are essentially, or they were, university students. And they have, I don't know what the device is called. Oh, I'm sorry, it's World War I. Why do I keep saying World War II? I'm literally reading it. I just can't read. It's World War I. That's what I thought. I'm like, World War II? I don't think so. World War I. So longer ago. The first time. World War I. They have is it a phonograph? It's basically some kind of recording device that existed. And they travel through the country recording songs. Like recording people singing folk songs of their village, of their families. Just record them singing songs to sort of create like a catalog and memorialize music during this time. And they were both music students at a college, and then they met, and now they're on this journey, and it carries through time. Like we see when they first meet all the way to like old age. I don't know if it's just because like I'm a big music nerd and I went to music school or like what, but I was so touched by and connected to this story. It was visually beautiful. I thought all of the performances were beautiful. I sobbed like a baby at the end. I just was absolutely blown away by this film in theaters, and I can't believe that I am in the minority, that people don't agree with me. I just thought it was like nearly a perfect film. I did give it 5 stars. These top few I gave 5 stars this year, and I've only given like, I think it's something like, according to Letterboxd, 7% of films that I've watched I've given 5 stars. This is on that list. I've yet to watch it again, which I will. It's streaming on Mubi. This is, I don't know if I can say it's Josh O'Connor's best performance, because you guys know how I felt about Challengers, and I've seen Josh O'Connor's other films this year. I've seen them all. This is definitely his best performance of the year. I just was, the chemistry between Paul Mescal and Josh O'Connor. Hello. I just loved. Please watch it. Please watch it. No one liked it. I don't understand why no one liked it. It's yeah. Paul Mescal sings in it, by the way. Stunning voice. Yeah, I loved A History of Sound, and nobody's talking about it. It was a really limited theater release, so I don't blame you if you haven't even heard of it. But please watch it, and I don't know. Tell Josh O'Connor I sent you. Love him. Okay, top 2. These aren't going to be surprising to anybody who knows anything about me. Number 2, Marty Supreme. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Marty Supreme came out less than a week ago, and I've seen it twice. It was pretty much everything that I thought it would be. I've been looking forward to Marty Supreme. This has been my most anticipated film since October of 2024. And my boyfriend and I went to see it, and I told him, if this movie isn't fantastic, I'm going to cry. I'm going to have a meltdown. Luckily, we avoided that. This movie is so profoundly Jewish in the best way. I am Jewish. Did you guys know that? If you watched my holiday decor video, then you know that. Among others. Loved it. I loved it. I love Timothée Chalamet's commitment to the bit every single time. It was lovely to see Gwyneth Paltrow in a movie again. Missed her. She's great. Tyler, the Creator, is so funny. I want to see him in every movie ever. Forever. This film is a spectacle. The screenplay is genius. Some really funny laugh out loud jokes. It takes place just post World War II. And it's about Marty Melzer, a New York Jew, on his quest to become the greatest in the world at table tennis. Sports, I love a sports film. You guys know this from my past movie videos. I love sports movies. In fact, I actually should make a top 10 of my favorite sports films of all time. And someone remind me in the comments to do that if you want to see it. Even if you don't want to see it, remind me. I said I'm going to do that. I was just, there's not one boring down moment in the entire 2.5 hours. It's so special. It's so fun. It's crazy. It's a very Safdie, it's quintessential Safdie film. Good Time. It's one of my favorite films. It feels like Good Time. It feels like Uncut Gems, but not in a non-Safdie film. It feels a lot like Catch Me If You Can. So if you like any of those films, you'll love this. If you like any of these films that I just listed, you've probably already seen this. Timothée Chalamet does it again, and we love him. And we love him for it. And I had the best time. I had so much fun. Love it. I love it. I'm so excited about it. I hope it gets some awards. I hope it doesn't lose everything to my number 1 film and the world's number 1 film of 2025, which you all know. It's one battle after another. It's one battle. It is that good, and it is that serious. I am not the biggest Paul Thomas Anderson fan. Licorice Pizza completely lost me. Licorice Pizza is one of the worst films I've ever seen. Couldn't even finish it. Despise, hate, loathe, all of the things the Grinch says. Awful film. This is one of the best films I've seen. I don't want to say ever, but wow. I saw it twice. I saw it in theaters the night it wide released, and I got to see this at the Vista in Los Angeles in Vista Vision. one of the 4 films in the world that offers VistaVision format. I saw it there. Yes, I did. Yes, ma'am, I did. And I think I've already talked about that in a video. I don't care. I'll be talking about it forever and ever because it was the greatest experience ever. I'm slowly turning my boyfriend into a movie person. He saw this both times in theaters with me, and it completely blew him away. And yes, there's not even anything for me to say about it that's not already been said. This is on HBO. If you don't have HBO to watch this, I will personally give you my login just so that you can go watch one battle after another. It is that serious. I love all of these other movies, but I want One Battle to sweep awards. Wow. All I have to say is wow. I had the best time. Can't believe this was Chase Infinity's first feature film. Sean Penn deserves his flowers. Benicio del Toro deserves his flowers. Leonardo DiCaprio most certainly deserves his flowers. Tiana Taylor, Regina Hall. This film is so beautifully shot. This has the most exciting, thrilling, dazzling car chase scene that I've ever seen in cinema. It's action-packed. It's a beautiful story. There's not a slow moment, and this is over 3 hours of just... I loved it. This is my Oppenheimer, okay? I'm just so excited about movies. I always am, but this year was a great year. So, with that, I've been talking forever and ever. Per usual, I'm just really excited about films. I do plan on, in the near future, doing like a tier ranking of every new release I watched in 2025. 58, and by the end of today, might be 59, 60, not sure what's going to happen today. I've got a lot of football to watch, so we'll see. But I plan on doing that and talking about every film I watched this year for funsies. There's more Oscars content coming from me, per usual, as we get closer and closer to that March date. But please leave below your favorite movies of the year, your least favorite movies of the year, who you hope to see win some Oscars, or anything you want to talk about down there. Give me suggestions. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, love you. I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video in 2026. Bye!